Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another Mike Shearer video. This one's all about the Dusty Butt. It's an adventure ride in the South Island of New Zealand, based in Central Otago in the Mackenzie country. The major sponsor this year is called Kriega. Kriega luggage, off-road luggage. So it's the 2018 Kriega Dusty Butt Adventure Ride. Is the official name. There's lots of other sponsors. Some of the places we use. There's a particular service station in Alexandra on two wheels, I think it's called. Thanks to you. I know you're a sponsor. There's various other sponsors as well, and thanks very much for all your help. That it costs a lot of money to put this event on. It takes a lot of organisation. Epic Events are the people who put this event on for us every year, and this is the 10th anniversary. It's actually the 11th, but in the first year nobody finished it, so they don't count that. So yeah, the 10th anniversary of this ride. It's pretty much the same as it's always done. It's a very good ride. It's a good structure, a good combination of tracks. There's some good private farmland we go through. Yeah, it works. It really works. For all those people who think that it's a big undertaking, it is. You need to allow, in my case, I allow a week because it takes me time to get there, time to get home, and then you often do other things while you're there in the South Island because there's so much good riding to be had. So yeah, it's a real adventure, all right. Where was I going with that? Forgotten. Hope you enjoy the video. I spent a lot of time putting it together. As with all adventure rides and cameras and electronic gear, it's really hard on it. Knocks it around a bit, and I did have some camera problems during the time, particularly towards the end, but that aside, managed to put it together. Don't forget that at the end of this video there's some links to last year's footage that I did, so you can go and have a look at that to get a better idea or more of an understanding of what it's like. Can't really say much more about it. I hope you enjoy the video. I really do. I enjoy it. I enjoy the event. I sort of decided while I was doing it this year that maybe I wouldn't do it again next year because this is the third year I've done it, but every year is different. The first year I had a major crash and injury, so I couldn't complete it. Last year on a different bike, on the KTM 690, I found it particularly enjoyable but very tiring. And this year I was fitter, so I enjoyed it more. So next year I'll be keen to go again, most probably, and something else will happen. So I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks very much to all the participants as well. I know there's a lot of guys. I've made a lot of friends by doing this ride. Made a lot of new friends. Saw a lot of old friends. Ride with different guys. We had a ball. It was an absolute laugh and a pleasure. Really enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Well, what a way to start the trip. I'm only 15 minutes from leaving home and I rode into a bloody thunderstorm. Anyway, I think it's just going to be through this little section of road between Paengaroa and Rotorua, and hopefully it'll get a little bit better. The forecast was for fine weather down in the lower half of the North Island, so here's for the best. Just coming into Rotorua now. Weather looks like it is clearing up a bit. Made it to Wellington. We just got onto the Blue Bridge ferry. I met up with the rest of the guys in my group. There's my brother Peter and three other guys. Four KTM 690s and a 500 between us. So it should be fun.
Well, this is always a bit of a delay. Sitting here waiting for everyone to get organised. Not so busy this time. Quite often you come down here and can't even get the bikes out because it's so crowded. Usually we get let off first. haven't even got the ramp down yet, so we're going to be a while. Yeah, this is Picton early on a Thursday morning. Bit chilly. Beautiful fine looking day though. I think the plan is this morning for us to just ride into Blenheim and find a cafe that's open and get some breakfast. Must admit I'm feeling a bit hungry. Just fueling up. Fill up the bikes first and then we'll go and find a cafe and fuel ourselves up. Just having a laugh here, the guy's checking his tyre pressure with a digital tyre gauge, and none of us can read the bloody numbers because our eyes are so buggered. Oh, Peter's had to get his glasses out to make sure it's on the right setting. Just thought I'd turn the camera on going through here. This is the sort of the northern end of the Mulesworth Station Road. And it always amazes me the scenery through here. It's just staggeringly beautiful. And here we have the toilet, middle of nowhere. Must be down there. Probably can't see the river down there. Yeah, boys just decided to stop for a break. Right, this is my nemesis, this bit of road. Last time I came along here, came roaring down here. Going well, full of confidence. And just up here a little way, just went too fast into a corner. Crashed. Big crash. Hit the road sign, smashed my collarbone in several places, broke a rib. Fortunately, I didn't realise what I'd done, and it wasn't hurting too much when I first did it. There it is. Here it comes. Not this one. This one here. One of the boys, oh maybe it wasn't this one, maybe the next one. I thought it was that one, but one of the guys, it's with me now actually, he picked up a piece of plastic that fell off the bike, that broke off the bike, and he nailed it to the signpost up there. looks like it's gone. I'm pretty sure that was the corner. We lost my microphone. Here it is. Hamner Springs for lunch. We just had a quick lunch and a cup of tea, and we're supposed to be getting moving, but it's not happening very quickly. Anyway, we'll be setting off in a second, refueling, and on our way. Probably still got 300 odd k's to go, maybe more, I don't really know. I know we won't get there till for about another 5 hours from now. Right, for all you good people who use or want to use Motormox gear, this is the headquarters of Motormox. Their website's up on the internet, of course, and you can buy all sorts of stuff, and we've just called in because we're going past his place in Kaipoi, and we called in to buy some stuff. And he's never seen so many KTMs on this drive.
That'll be get out of the free card, isn't it?
The curse of owning KTMs. 12 litre tank.
My beta tank was 8.5 litres, 70 k's to reserve.
Yeah.
Short adventure ride. It's good now with a 13 litre on it.
Yeah.
See ya.
Well, actually those are your tyres I got on here too.
Awesome.
Golden tyres. Yeah, I do, yeah. Done about 2,000 k's on that back line so far, and it's hardly worn.
Good. Look, we are getting rave reviews about it.
Yeah.
We really are, so they're proving to be a very good
Yeah, and the front one's really good.
Yeah.
Hanging on.
And no, that's good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right, we better get going.
Refueling on a 690 is a real pain in the ass when you don't have proper luggage. I've just got a 50 litre roll bag on the back there, and it's tied on with those proper ratchet tie downs, because anything else I've used in the past tends to come off, and yeah, it's a real performance. Peter, my brother's got a giant loop Coyote bag on his 690, and all he does is just simply unhook the back strap a little bit and slide it forward, and he's got access to the fuel filler straight away, whereas it takes me not 10 minutes, but it takes me ages just to get the damn thing exposed so I can get the cap off and put the fuel in. Bloody nuisance. So next purchase has got to be a Coyote saddlebag from Giant Loop. I think they seem to be. I've looked at lots of others and thought of others, and I like them the best. So I've definitely got to get one of those, I reckon. Well, obviously we arrived in fairly okay, and we went to the briefing and the dinner and all that sort of stuff, and then 6:30 I think it was, we sort of set off, and you can see how early it is with how low the sun is shining in my eyes. This is a section of farmland we went through within the first half hour of the event. It's just a farm track going across the top of a ridge, so I just sort of flick the camera on here just so you can get an idea of some of the scenery and what it looks like and how difficult it is to ride. Looking straight into that sun, it was terrible. after we completed the farmland section, the first hour or so, we get onto these gravel roads that just go for miles and miles and miles in the back blocks of Central Otago. Great fun. Good to get your skills sort of honed and ready for what's to come. It looks easy, and it is, but you've got to do the mileage to get anywhere. I mean, we're over 500 k's on this first day, and you've just got to keep moving and try not to stop too much, and just keep pushing and I'm always a bit rusty on gravel when I first start, because I don't do a lot of other riding during the year, but I get better as I go, thank goodness. One of the things you've got to get used to is opening and shutting gates. There seems to be hundreds of them by the time you finish the event. We go through a lot of private land, and this is, I think this is called the Hunter Hills area. I don't know what the name of the farm is, but this is the first decent river crossing of the event. There is one right at the very beginning, but that's pretty easy. But this one catches a lot of people out because it's got these big boulders that you have to go through. I worked out last year that you're better to go to the right, because if you go straight ahead here, it's difficult to get across those boulders, and it's hard to get up that other side. So I thought I'll go to the right this time, and please don't laugh when you see what happens. Yeah, well, told you not to laugh. Just went too slow. The front wheel fell into a hole, and that was it. Unfortunately, the bike's lying past the horizontal, so it's really hard to get it back up on top of that bloody rock. Yeah, turned around. There's probably about 20 guys standing watching all the other bikes go through the other crossing, and not one of them came and helped me. I was really pissed off. But I got it up eventually. Off I went. The only thing that pissed me off was I lost a lot of fuel out of the overflow. Otherwise, everything else was okay. Just in front of me there, a few guys are working on a 950 that obviously got drowned coming through that bit of the river. Got the tank off and pulling it all apart, and a few other bikes there that got drowned or having a rest. But yeah, this is the Dusty Butt. Great fun.
I should remember this bit. I guess I got through that bit this year. Just a bit. Last year didn't have one off there. I didn't fall off last year, but I stalled. The rest is easy now. Just an adventure ride.
Yeah, gate duty is always a pain, but if everyone works together and you know, everyone's fair, the system works really well. And I must admit, I had a pretty good run this year. I didn't have to open and shut too many gates for other guys. Mostly, I managed to catch up to blokes who already had the gate open, and they were quite happy to shut it for me afterwards. So yeah, I was lucky. Just a bit of a hole up here where we've got a guy or a farmer shifting a mob of cattle. They're just getting off the road now, so it won't be a minute. But quite often strike this. Further on in the trip, we came across mobs of cattle and mobs of sheep. So you've got to understand that a lot of this ride is through private property, and you've just got to work in with the local farmers. Some of the guys know we're coming, some of them don't. In fact, part of this ride on the second day was cancelled because of farmers moving stock.
Just thought I'd take a bit of footage on our at our lunch stop in Kurau. This is actually, for those of you who are familiar with Richie McCaw, ex-All Black captain, this is his hometown. Service station doing good business. This is the pub. There's 3 cafes, they're all flat out. The one where we're having our lunch is ran out of bacon. Service station here, guys still arriving from the morning session, morning ride, filling up with gas. Left and right.
Well, here we are, Alexandra, end of day 1, and a few repairs being done. Guys just fixing up things that are broken and what have you, changing some tyres, but yeah, I'm full of fuel ready for tomorrow. Now it's time to go and find my accommodation and go have a beer. Morning.
You shouldn't go getting on the wrong boat.
Nah, you never catch me hopping on a DR. Not intentionally
Well,
anyway.
this is start of day 2, and it's been raining. There's a bit of rain in the air, and it looks like more rain coming. So we're going to ride down to a cafe, have some breakfast, have a talk about the day. It's not such a long day in terms of kilometres today. It's only less than 400, I think. Some of the boys in my group are going to go off and do some other tracks, I think, to help fill the day, but I'm not going to because I'm very tired after yesterday. I left my bag behind in Kriega and had to ride another extra 400 k's to go back and get it, and I missed out some of the track for the first day, so pretty annoyed with myself about that. But I'll stick to the planned route today and just enjoy it, and hopefully the rain won't be too bad.
Well, nothing like setting off in the rain for the day, adventure riding. It's the rain's easing off a wee bit now. We've left it a little bit later to leave. And where we're heading up onto that mountain range, you can see it. Well, I don't know whether you can see it in front of us or not, but there is taking camera. There's a range of mountains up ahead of us there. That's where we're heading, and that's where the rain's coming from. Oh, it should be a fun day in the mud. This is Piano Flat, or start of Piano Flat. Well, it goes quite a way along the top of the mountain range here, and just up ahead a little way there's the notorious peat swamps. But a couple of years ago, some four-wheel drive people come up here, got caught in a snowstorm, got stuck in the peat, and finished up being the subject of a major rescue mission to get them out before they all died of exposure. I think they spent at least one night in the snow in their vehicles. Anyway, eventually rescue teams got up there and got them out, but they had to leave all the vehicles behind. And it was months before they got them out again. Had to wait for the snow to thaw, and then they got, maybe, I don't know who, it might have been the army came up and got them. Someone got them anyway. Got them out, but ever since then, they put a big digger up in here, and they've dug out all the peat swamps where the track goes, right down to bedrock. So it's far more civilised now, and a lot less dangerous, obviously. I seem to have lost my riding mates because they're a lot faster than me, but there's some other guys sort of with me. They pass me and then they stop and have a rest, and then they catch up and pass me again. And here they come. I just let them pass. That's one of those SWMs. I think it's the only one on the right. I saw it yesterday too. Hang on to the third guy. I think he's on a 690. No, that's the Herzberg. There's another 3 guys after that lot, but they're not coming yet, so I'll wait for them. There's a guy doing this today, a friend of a friend, I suppose. He's part of our group, on a brand new KTM 1290, believe it or not. He's a bloody good rider, but he said it's a bit heavy and a bit big, but he's still doing it. There were a few crashes yesterday. A friend of mine had a nasty crash, knocked herself out. Suspected cracked scapula, I think it is. It's the shoulder blade. Really wrecked shoulder, torn all ligaments, and she thought, well, from the report I got, she thought she'd dislocated her shoulder, but I don't think it was in the end, but it was really, really torn up. Oh, Jesus, didn't see him coming. Oh, him. Yeah, a couple of 690s. Obviously people who know how to ride them, not like me. Amazing how these things lug. I've got it right down to low revs there. They lug, and then if you think you're going to stall, you just pull a clutch in a tiny bit. Caught up to my guys, kind enough to wait for me. And also kind enough to tell me where they were going to stop for a coffee, because I'm probably not going to keep up. Ven cómo está. Go on, Gary. Oh, that's not strictly legal. 155. Starting to fold my mirrors in. I have had 160 out of this 690, but it was before I put that wind deflector on the front, and I was probably might have had a tailwind.
Well, this is a little village called Waikaya, and we've just stopped here for lunch. Oh, it's tiring riding on this. Don't think I'll try and keep up with those boys anymore. I don't know what I'm trying to catch up for, because when we get to the next town called Lumsden, there's a fuel stop there, but the fuel station is so tiny that everyone has to queue up for ages. But this is more fun, I suppose. We're just arriving at Lumsden here. The other guys are going to go off and do some other tracks just to use up a bit more of the day. I'm going to head back towards Alexandra over the Nevis Road. Also discovered here that I had a big chunk of wire in my tyre, and I was worried that it was going to let me down, literally. It never did, actually. And the other thing was, I'm just too slow for these guys. I'd be holding them up. While we were sitting here, I dropped my helmet on the concrete, and it landed on the camera and broke the bloody camera mount, so a bit buggered. A couple of snaps here at the start of the Nevis Road, just to remind myself that I was actually there. This is on the western side. and I'll be heading over to the east over towards Cromwell.
Right, start of the Nevis Road. We had a bit of rain this morning, so let's hope it's not too bad with all the river crossing. Well, just admiring the view from here. I'm sitting here by this river crossing, water crossing, waiting for bikes to come down the track. I've been sitting here for 10 minutes and nobody's come. There's a track wending its way in the distance. You probably can't see where it goes, but it goes around the side of that hill on the right. You know, it's probably 50 so metres up above the river at its highest point, and then it goes back down and crosses the river again further along. A cool name. Beautiful spot. Just having something to eat as well. I'll just pan around here and you can see it. I'll stand up. There's the river going. That's towards Cromwell that way. And this is the Nevis Valley. Lovely. Well, here we are at the Lawrence service station, and we thought we'd be here early to get here before everybody else, but look at them. We're not. The trouble with this place is there's 3 pumps, but there's only one card machine. So it's an unmanned service station, you have to use a card. Of course, the machine can only handle so many pumps at a time.
So that was pretty much it. We got back to Fairleigh, completed the event, went out for dinner, celebrated, had a good time, and in the morning we set off. We decided we were going to only go as far as Hamner Springs. I decided to go right through to Picton to catch an earlier ferry, but this is just a peace stop. We stopped at the Rukaya Gorge on the way there. There's the guys just coming across from using the conveniences provided, because a lot of tourists stop here and take photos and what have you. It's quite a nice spot. Well, we've come to the end of the video now. Very special thanks to Epic Events for putting on such an awesome ride again. This year was actually the 10th anniversary of the Dusty Butt, so well done to the participants, well done to the organisers, and thank you very much. Loved it. Thank you also to all the sponsors. I know there's a hell of a lot of people spend a lot of time and money making this the event that it is. There's just a few photos of where I stayed at the Alexander's Park holiday camp. It was a bit of a laugh. Converted railway carriage, obviously. Pouring with rain right underneath the railway line. Kept me awake half the night. Thanks also to the guys I rode with, my brother Peter, Phil, Greg, Dino and Gary. Loved your company, loved the camaraderie, loved the laughs and the hilarity. And a good time was had by all of us, I think. Yeah, really loved it. If you want to see some more videos of this ride, click on the links at the end. You'll see last year's ride and the year before. I wasn't able to film as much as I wanted this time because of camera troubles, but there you go. It's a Dusty Butt. Thanks very much. See you later.